Discord kitten. Daddy's home. So anyway, good evening, laddies, lasses, and lasses. Welcome to the clique. Speaking of insane parents, do you also want to be a Discord kitten? Join my Discord link in the description. So anyway, insane parents are very common, aren't they? You know, they'll call you a Discord kitten. Okay. No, scrap that. Jesus Christ, I'm getting down some kind of cursed rabbit hole. That wasn't even the cursed rabbit hole I intended for the day. Is there a chopper outside my window? My private chopper is coming to pick me up. Silly choppers, don't they realize I'm recording Reddit videos? There sure is a decent chunk of unhinged people in the world, sort of like us, but we're unhinged in a good way. But what happens when some of those unhinged people turn into parents? That's when you get insane parents. And that is why today we're looking at r/insane parents. So come along for the ride because it's a bit of a roller coaster. Enjoy, ? Mwah.
Today was a rough day. Timmy got into trouble at school, and I reacted in the way that at the time felt like the right thing to do. Luckily, my son still loves me. We'll get through this.
Oh, you actually shaved their head because they got into trouble at school. Oh, I have never heard about a parent just go bananas with a trimmer because your child got into trouble at school.
Admittedly, in retrospect, I might have overreacted slightly, but luckily my son still loves me, so I learned nothing.
Uh-oh, looks like my haircut.
Sending hugs to both of you. It's so hard as a parent to know what consequences are fitting. Yeah, you should just lock my children in the basement for a week. I can only imagine how much this one wrecked your mama heart and his boy heart. Love you, Blorp.
What?
I'm about to do the same to mine.
He still looks handsome. Being mom is rough.
How are these comments making the mom out to be the victim? Oh gee, your heckin' 5-year-old got into trouble at school or whatever. What a traumatizing moment. And you literally just shave their head all of a sudden. Just come here, Timmy. I'm gonna shave your head for this.
And it's like, oh my god, that must have been so traumatizing for you as the mom.
What?
Hey, as moms, we sometimes regret our decisions, but the results still come out positive.
Uh-huh.
You're doing great. Hugs to you. Thanks, everyone. You are a good mom. Getting their attention and seeing the severity can be difficult. Momming is hard. You succeeded, I am sure.
There is no empathy for the action, but girl, the fact that you can speak up on yourself like that is priceless. Course corrections, no matter where you are in life, are imperative and healthy. Yes, so now we should glue the child's hair back. Yeah, you'll get some shite for what you do or what you say, but at the end of the day, if you can hold yourself accountable and fix your poo, you're way ahead of the herd. It's refreshing to hear someone take accountability without creating an excuse to go with it. Keep that poo up. You know when you're playing limbo at a party or whatever, and you think like, man, that bar is pretty low. This bar is literally squished against the floor, and they're like, come on, you can pass under this bar. And somehow, she did. She passed under the bar, despite it being impossibly low already. Ah, beautiful parenting. I did the same thing with my daughter's hair. It's the very tightly curled hair, and wouldn't let me brush it, even it was almost to her butt, and I chopped it off her chin. What do you mean, chopped it off her chin? Chopped it off at her chin, I guess you mean. Damn, what did bro do to get his head shaved?
I messaged you.
Okay, is this the same person again? You are such a good mama. He does need to understand that if you do bad things, then bad things will happen. Honestly love it. Oh wait, here is actually one comment calling it out. This is honestly just cruel. My mother did the same kind of thing to my sister and it scarred her for life. There are much better ways to get a point across without taking away their identity. I hope you learned from this.
I hope you learned from this, as she's just expressing how she's learning from this situation. Seems pretty insensitive. Seems like you got parenting down to a T.
At this point in my life, I don't have kids myself, but as a kid alumni, I can say with confidence that if my parents started messing with my appearance every time I got into trouble for any slight thing, or if I got like a bad grade in school or something, I would be very, very insecure about that shite for a very long time. Like shaving their head, messing with their clothes, or like whatever it might be. This is bad. This is pretty bad, and the people defending it so much, like, oh my god, at least you feel bad about it. You should feel bad about it. You should feel bad about it. Why are you letting her off so easy, man? Bruh. Welcome to Plorp Elementary Memorial. Jesus loves white children. Oh my god, it's an entire little racist family TikTok. Isn't that wholesome when they told your family to do fun stuff together on the weekends? This is certainly not what they meant. Jesus loves white children. Yes, indeed, nothing speaks Parent of the Year quite like using your kids as props for your racist TikTok account. They make tons of these videos. Look, here he's standing in his little, Spooderman mask. Jesus loves white children. Do they have the same sign? They're just bringing with them everywhere they go. Oh, honey, we're going away for a little weekend getaway with the kids. Oh, honey, don't forget the Jesus loves white kids sign. Gotta bring the Jesus loves white children sign. Just do normal family shit. Why can't people just be normal? This would be bad enough if you were just doing this by yourself. You know, but bringing in your kids as props to your racist TikTok account is a whole other level of unhinged parenting. My mother kicked me out to teach me a lesson. I ended up marrying wealthy instead. Hell Yas Queen slay. As soon as I turned 18, my mother kicked me out on the streets. She decided that it was time for me to experience the realities of the world and to struggle like she did. Yes, indeed, a lesson that you can never trust anybody, and even the people who are closest to you, even the people that brought you into this world, cannot be relied upon, and you should never ever have any meaningful partnerships even with your parents or loved ones because they can just kick you to the curb spontaneously. There is definitely a healthy middle ground somewhere between spoiling your kids rotten versus kicking them to the curb when they're 18, you know? There is probably a healthy middle ground somewhere in the middle, right? No? Alright. So there I was, homeless with 400 quid to my name, trying to figure it out. I couch surfed at some friends until I got a job at a fast food outlet and eventually rented a room in a shared flat. I was always very academic at school, so I decided to apply for university and take out a loan. Strangely, I kept in touch with my mom, and she used to get very angry whenever I told her about my plans for further studies. I will never forget the time she emailed me at 3 a.m. to tell me that the open day I was going to was useless because university is full of rich people who I will never fit in with. Eventually, I stopped telling her about my life. Long story short, I ended up going to university, where I met my now partner. At the time, I didn't know they were wealthy because they didn't act snobbish or entitled. They lived a pretty average university life, sharing a house with friends and shopping at discounted supermarkets. It was not until years later, when we were about to be married, that I found out about the wealth they were acquiring. I never told my mother about my marriage or the wealth. She passed away a couple of years ago, thinking I was some brainwashed liberal with a useless degree. She also had a degree and worked in finance, by the way. So what did she want you to do? She kicked you out and expected you to work like fast food the rest of your life? Instead of, I don't know, getting an education and then getting the job you want? I don't get it. What is it that she wanted? What she never realized was that by going to university, I enabled myself to build a life worth living. And for those wondering, no, I'm not some stay-at-home wife drinking matcha and doing pilates. I have a PhD and work full-time at my country's public health department. So it sounds like they got a degree in some kind of medicine or medicine-adjacent field, right? That sounds pretty impressive, especially with the PhD. What was the mom complaining about? Usually the parents are like, oh my god, my kid wants to be a YouTuber instead of a doctor? Oh, disgusting. Why can't you be a doctor or a lawyer instead? But now it's like, oh, you went to university and got a PhD as a doctor. Disgusting. Dumb child. Now you're a darn lib for being a doctor. I am so grateful for the life I built myself. I love my partner and we have a wonderful relationship. That's such a beautiful ending to this story, and I also liked how it just snipped the generational trauma right in the middle. That's very beautiful. What do they say? The best revenge is living a good life? I still don't understand what the mom in this story wanted. It sounds like one of those people who just want to be angry and mad and demeaning no matter what you do. That's great. Very supportive.
Yes! Just an update for you two. I just got home from getting Hudson circumcised. I wish I could say he did great, but the clinic I took him to does the a la natural, no pain medicine. And I swear the paint came off the walls from his screams.
Why is this something you're posting so casually on Facebook?
Oh my god, my child was just quirkily screaming in pain. Hopefully one of you could come over and help console him because it's been a long day for me.
It's been a long day. For you? You were just talking about how your child was screaming in pain.
On the bright side, his pee-pee is now normal. Ha ha ha.
At least this one has only 9 likes and 37 comments. I think that means she got ratioed by the group. Spoiler alert, Hudson is her 18-year-old boyfriend! Oh my god! No lie, a kid I went to high school with had hippie parents that didn't circumcise their kids. He turned 18 and went to have a doctor do it, and he regretted it for quite a while. I believe he said the doctor told him to try not to get an erection for 4 to 6 weeks. That seems like a bit of an impossible undertaking to do when you're a teenager. No? Americans and their circumcision drama, I swear to God. My mother burned all my belongings.
The last of my f***ing kids.
The demon that birthed me just burned all my belongings I couldn't bring and posted it proudly on Facebook, including expensive gifts from friends and family. I honestly don't know what to say. I mean, at least they did it publicly. Okay, from the sounds of this, it sounds like you have moved out and you're an adult or something like that, maybe in college or whatever. If you're not interested in maintaining the relationship with your mom, which, like, why would you, to be honest? I think you could file a small claims for this. I think you could make a report about this and make it a legal process to get her at least paid what the stuff is worth, because this is just destruction of property, you know? I think you could actually do that. Also, another favor she did, apart from the destruction of property, is that she posted it very publicly, meaning that the entire world will now see how unhinged she is, and no one in their right mind is going to have her side in it. So at least that's a good thing. She's not going around being sneaky about it and, you know, manipulating lies or whatever. She's proudly displaying how much of a piece of shit she is, which is great in one way, I suppose. But man, I hope it works out okay. This must be awful, having a parent like this. I hope you manage to get the money back with a small claims or something like that, because this is absolutely ridiculous. What an insane parent. Co-creator, is that the contact name for their dad? Post meme face. I'm going to bed now. Good night, Dad.
Is that guy your roommate?
What do you mean he's your roommate? He has one eye.
You definitely can't keep playing with me. If that's your roommate, I'm getting on a flight in the morning. Don't play games with me.
Dad, that's just a meme.
Grow the fuck up. I don't do bullshit games. Play with your mom. I'm out on the bullshit games. If you want to send memes, send it to your mom. Otherwise, I'll fly over there and beat up your non-existent roommate.
It's a dude with what? It's a cyclops. What do you mean? Are you? Oh my god. Mom.
When the water warms back up, shave your legs. And please don't leave everything to me to do.
Mom, I'm out of the shower now. I don't want to go back.
Why don't you try getting off that phone for a few hours? Tomorrow you won't be showering before leaving for the day at the resort. You need to shave your legs.
She's insane. If you're old enough to shave anything, you're also old enough to make the decisions about doing so or not doing so yourself. She's trying to control something that isn't her business at all. Oh my god, I have never heard of parents in my life that try to control what their kids are shaving or not shaving. That's insane, man. I mean, it's one thing if you as a parent, you know, teach your kid to shave. I had that, for example, with beard and stuff as a typical father-son moment. You know, I think that's pretty stereotypical and classic. But this is something completely different. This is so weird, man. New York Post. Gene Hackman's kids not mentioned in his will. Here is what could happen to his $80 million fortune. Even though he was older than a boomer, leaving everything to your Asian wife and not your kids is peak boomer behavior.
Some consider me a boomer, born in 1958, but in my opinion, I fit more into Generation Jones. Look it up. I used to think about what I would bestow in my will to which my 5 children, but over the past 10 years, they went woke and pushed me out of their lives.
And now you're ranting about it on Twitter publicly for the world to see. I cannot imagine why anyone would kind of, you know, low-key push you away.
And now only one has anything to do with me, but he lives on the West Coast and me on the East. The disgusting woke coast. So what do I do now? Anecdote. My middle child got on Facebook and condemned any friends and family who disagreed with him on abortion when SCOTUS overturned Roe. Told them all to frick off. That included his grandfather in his 80s, aunts, uncles, and cousins. Should I really leave him anything? There is plenty of generational blame to spread around.
Honestly, I read and wonder what you really did for your kids to stop talking with you. I disagree with my father on some things, but not to the point we don't talk. You're hiding something and using woke at your age is definitely a telltale. Yeah, I don't think I've heard anyone of that age use the word woke and be like into either meme culture or anything nuanced around it. It's like a buzzword they heard on Fox News.
The purpose of my original comment was to combat the notion, I often see, that it's this generational divide, which others in this thread admit happened to them.
Do you think maybe the generational divide could be because you don't think that people around you or people in your family should have bodily autonomy? You know, might be a part of it.
Wasn't the fault of one generation. I still stand by that original contention. I am not going to go in depth as my whole family history, so you or anyone can play amateur psychologist.
But you're the one putting all this on display, Gramps. You're the one putting this on display for everyone to see. It's like, hey world, here is my dirty laundry. And then the world goes like, man, why is your dirty laundry so smelly? And you're like, oh, don't smell my dirty laundry just because I threw it at you. You know? Come on, Gramps.
This all started due to a political issue from Trump's elections in 2016. I made a comment about the Women's March on my Facebook page. My drama queen daughter went off on a rant which caused a rift between her and I. My youngest son took her side.
Okay, but what was the rant about and what was your reaction to it? This is like purposefully vague.
When the Roe decision came down, my middle child, as I stated earlier, lashed out against friends and family who disagreed with him. I obviously wasn't happy with this.
Okay, like I don't agree with everyone around me regarding everything. I don't think anyone does, and I don't think it's a reasonable expectations for most relationships in your life, right? And part of it also teaches you more about the world because you spend time with people that aren't exactly the same as yourself. You know, you don't live in an actual bubble. But when it comes to topics like this, something as serious as abortion rights, which sometimes can mean life or death in certain medical situations, right? Then maybe you would at least want to know that the family around you and your friends and so on and so forth would at least step up to, for example, drive you or your wife across a border so they could get a safe abortion in case of life-threatening situations or what have you. Like, I wouldn't want someone like that close to me and entrust them with the label of family or close friends or loved one or whatever if they literally wouldn't step up to potentially save the life of someone in my family because of like an ideological difference, okay? Like that is insane. When you say agree to disagree, it's usually about stuff like, oh, do you like vanilla ice cream or not? You know, it's not about this, okay? Bruh.
I obviously wasn't happy with this. I don't care what you might think, but I disapprove of any of my children telling my father or my siblings to F off for having a political position.
You're perfectly entitled to have political positions or opinions or what have you, and you're probably not going to agree with everything with everyone around you, right? But when it comes to these sort of topics, you're getting into that kind of territory where it becomes potentially life-threatening and life-altering for people around you. And if you're not willing to step up to the plate when it comes to that, then why would they want to have you around? You know, this isn't arguing about some like petty policies about like some little taxation thing or, you know, some car thing or whatever. This is really serious stuff.
There is 3. The 4th just stopped acknowledging me. I still have the last text we exchanged years ago. Totally benign conversation.
Yeah, I don't think that final conversation what was actually made them cut contact, you know.
I can only guess she took sides with her 3 other siblings. As Ripley said, believe it or not.
You should. He is your blood and flesh and your legacy in this world. He will weep when you die and keep a photograph of you once you are gone. It is he who will talk about you to his children and grandchildren, reconcile while there is still time, and love each other.
I doubt any of them 4 would weep. They are too far gone into the mind virus cult.
Grabs, you sound like an insufferable little pile of poo-poo, okay?
Over the past decade, they have wed and had children and never told me or invited me to their weddings. I think their actions have made their feelings pretty clear.
No, but I mean, you're saying it yourself if you read a bit between the lines, right? They were in the process of having children and trying for kids and pregnancies and stuff. And then, for example, what happens if someone has an ectopic pregnancy, you know, and they have literal life-threatening things saying they need to go have an abortion because otherwise both the mother and the kid will literally die. What happens then, you know? And you have made it clear that you're against that. That is insane. That's an insane position to have when you know that your own kids are trying for your grandkids.
I think you're taking a lot for granted.
Oh boy. What's that old saying? If you encounter one butthole during the day, they're probably the butthole. If you think that everyone is a butthole, then maybe you're the butthole, you know? My dad's thanks for looking after his kitten for a month of. So this is dad talking and the white censor is stepmom.
Stepmom is on her way to yours to collect Caspi.
I know, but I've already left the house. I told her early this morning that I was going out at 1 p.m. I messaged you asking if she was there because she never bothers to read my messages. I think it's also important to remember that they're picking up the cat after a month, and they couldn't stick to one particular time when this person who watched their cat for a month would be home.
Then go back. Tell a friend that you'll be a little late.
No, I waited as late as I could. It's on you guys. Pick him up tomorrow.
He is not your cat. He is our cat, and stepmom will be there soon to pick him up. Be there.
But they already gave you a time window. You missed the time window, and then they offered you to pick it up tomorrow. No one is stealing your cat. You're arguing against nothing.
Stop this shite, OP, and give us our cat. I'm not asking anymore. I am telling you. I can't reach stepmom, so be there.
It sounds like maybe stepmom should get a little bit better to, I don't know, check her phone a little now and then when you have plans and you're supposed to do stuff with people during the day and pick up pets. So stepmom is not replying to the dad, not replying to the person who's watching the cat, and just going to someone's house without checking if they're even home or not, bro. Okay. I waited all weekend, and you said stepmom would be here in the morning, so I made plans in the afternoon. This is on you guys. I'm not making friend turn around for your tardiness. You're welcome to have him, but do it when you say you will.
Give us a freaking cat!
Be better at time management. I am not at home for the last time. Pick him up tomorrow.
Stop being such a freaking birch, OP!
This is how your own dad talks to you after you do him a favor? Why are these people in your life?
He is our freaking cat and we want him today. He is not your cat.
But no one is trying to steal the cat. You just are unable to adapt to a time window when the person watching your cat is home, and the stepmom seems unable to manage a damn phone.
We can't pick him up tomorrow because unlike you, stepmom has a real job.
At least I have a job.
Either that or you're dropping him off tonight. Yeah, whatever. You smart-arse little birch. Just give us our cat.
This person is so unlikable. This dad is so unlikable. Oh my god, what happens next time? They need someone to babysit their cat for a month, and everyone has turned them down because they keep insulting them and yelling profanities when it's time to pick up the cat. If someone treated me like this when I did them a favor, that'd be a very good guarantee that I would never do them a favor ever again. And I would probably cut them off. I would never put up with someone calling me a birch. Are you kidding me?
You give us Casper and you will never hear from us again.
What's that mean? Now he's the one cutting off the kid. Well, I guess the trash is taking itself out. I think that's a favor. You had all weekend. This is your fault. Go cry to someone who cares. You have had all week and next weekend.
You're a freaking C-word, just like your mother.
I have been doing you a favor, and you treat me like this? No wonder I was messed up. I suppose I'm happy I'll be married so I can finally get rid of this last name.
Oh. What about heckin' fiancé then? Why can't he be there to give us the cat?
He also works. Funny that.
I am disgusted and ashamed, you filthy W-word.
Oh my... what the hell? Love you too. This is yours and stepmom's fault. You have no one to be mad at but yourself.
She's coming back tonight for him. Stepmom was 5 minutes late, you birch. She'll be there at 7:40 p.m. tonight and you better give him to us.
I will, but do not threaten me. You have no leg to stand on, literally. I have been doing you both a favor and you're being poisonous. I'm used to it because I grew up with you, but you shouldn't bite the hand that is looking after your cat. Don't you dare threaten me. I don't deserve that poo with everything I've been doing to help you and stepmom. You are both unbelievably selfish. I love Casper and you both and wanted to help you, and this is the thanks I get? I hope you're ashamed.
You're f***ing evil, just like your mother, auntie, and f***ing grandmother already should be f***ing dead already.
Is he drunk? Is that what this is? Does he have anger management issues or drinking issues, or maybe both? Maybe it's both.
You be there tonight so stepmom can collect him. Then after that, we will never reach out again.
Please don't!
You are one cruel C-word and I'm so ashamed of you. Freak you little C-word.
You're pathetic. And I think this message came the next day, out of context. My kidneys are at 18% capacity and thanks to you, I am choosing to refuse dialysis. Because I can't manage a basic schedule or like communicate when I'm gonna pick up the pet you graciously watched for me for a month. I'm gonna put it on you. I'm gonna play the blame game that I couldn't manage my schedule, and now I'm choosing to, I don't know, pick up the cat instead of doing medical things. Some people never mature past the age of like an entitled 13-year-old, even when they become parents. I am almost 19, got a small tattoo, and my mother is trying to blame it on me going to college and my friends, despite me having wanted this for years, and is threatening to stop helping me financially because of it. But I mean, even if it is because of your friends or college, I mean, aren't you allowed to be inspired by people around you? Or like literally growing up or having different chapters in your life, you know?
Hey, sweetheart, you need to send me a pic of your dainty tattoo.
Are you trying to say you want a picture of my tattoo?
A pic, yes. You called it a dainty tattoo. Oh, dead name.
That's a nice little touch.
That's not dainty, it's huge. Seriously, what an absolute disaster. I am so sad and disappointed in your choices lately. You're a beautiful girl and you're going so hard to destroy yourself. I trusted you to go far away and have friends that I knew didn't have their act together, but instead you bringing them up. They are dragging you down.
I just wait to hear when they're like, I don't know, drinking beer in college or whatever. Ooh.
This cannot happen anymore. You're still under our care and supervision. You can express yourself when your brain is fully developed. There is no way we will continue to pay for your downfall, dead name.
It's very ironic that you're infantilizing someone who is legally an adult, by the way, that their brain aren't fully developed, when it's very obvious that your brain never fully developed.
If I wasn't so in love with you, I wouldn't care.
This isn't love. This is not love.
But you're heading down the wrong path, and I won't let you.
What do you mean won't let you? I'll lock you in the basement so you don't have more tattoos.
Do you understand?
And here is a picture of the tattoo. It's a little branch thing, pretty high up on the arm, you know. So even if you want to make the argument like, oh my god, how do you dress formally? You can just wear a shirt with like medium length sleeves, and it will literally cover it up. Oh my god, this is such a non-issue. This mom is the same kind of person who would have like a moral panic about kids turning satanic because they played D&D in the 80s. Here's a close-up of it. Oh, that's really cute. That's a really cute one. Hell yeah. Please understand that this has absolutely nothing to do with you or your tattoo, and everything to do with your mother's incessant need of control.
You are still under our care.
But she's away at college, which is quite literally not under your care, lol. I mean, it does say in the title that the parents are still supporting her financially, which, I mean, makes sense. She's 19 and a student, you know, in this economy and all of that. But also holding it over her head just because of control, I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. This mom is just like an overly controlling person. It's weird. Like when parents start having strong opinions about their kid's body. Same thing with the parent who was having strong opinions with how their kid was shaving.
Biggest ick. This is one of my parenting icks.
Mother lied to me for 26 years. I will tell you later. I'm sorry I blocked you.
This is crap. You're just looking for attention. It's goddamn emotional terrorism. I am furious.
I took a 23andMe, and so did my dad. Oh, I think that's one of those heritage tests. And it showed that the dad isn't her biological dad. And the mom is saying this is emotional terrorism. Who's the one who was a lying little cheater and tore up the family, huh? Who was that? Who was the one doing the emotional terrorism again?
Nana was about to come over there, okay? And do you have some kind of genetic disease?
I didn't want to tell you because we're going to take another test. My dad, or Sean, isn't on mine, and I am not on his family tree. I didn't want to tell you yet because it's only 90% accurate. I mean, if you both took it and it's 90% accurate, that is very statistically unlikely that you both should get false negatives, you know?
Huh, that's really weird.
It is, and I didn't want to assume anything and snap at you. That's why I blocked you. Okay, it wasn't the right move and I apologize. I am not mad, just confused at the results.
Well, you didn't need to say anything at all. But yeah, that's really odd.
I'm sorry for saying something. Don't apologize for this. She's lied to the entire family for decades. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Oh my god. She cheated on her husband, right? And she wasn't honest with her kid that their father could potentially be someone else. And they tore apart the family all on their own. Your mom is a stinking pile of poo-poo. Mine lied for 36. I'm so sorry. Ancestry told me. It's a lot more common to be NPE than people realize. I have read about it, that there's a surprising amount of families that have these sort of things happening because people take these tests because they're interested in their ancestry and they realize that, one of their parents isn't their actual parent. It's kind of wild. Happened to me too and found out at 26. Mom still says that Ancestry and 23andMe must both be wrong. Lol. Then you could probably do like one of the proper DNA tests, like at a doctor or something, and get a match, like a paternity test, at the age of 36.
My son came down with fever 5 days ago. The fever is gone, but he is still saying his throat hurts. So I brought him to a doctor today and got a strep test. It came back positive. Do you still think I need the amoxicillin? Or should I try Cias and oregano oil first? No, it's a Crunchy Mom group. No! We use Cias and oregano for strep. Worked good for us, but I have rules. Improved within 24 hours, much improvement within 48. If condition has declined in 48 hours, I reevaluate and consider other options. Which is more oregano.
Okay, this is why you have like control groups when you do medical studies and stuff. Because if you're sick, right, it's relatively common that you might feel better in 48 hours. If I was feeding people random sugar pills and they had a cold and I said, oh, you'll probably feel better in 5 days. Well, most likely it's a darn cold. So you're gonna feel better in 5 days no matter what. That is why you need a control group, so you see how people heal naturally versus if the medication actually made a statistical difference, right? That's the whole point of a control group. You can't just like shove oreganos down someone's eyeballs or whatever it is you're doing and be like, oh my god, their cold got better after 2 weeks. No shit, cold like almost always gets better after 2 weeks. What the shit? Am I a boy or girl after vaccination? What? Pediatricians do not know or tell parents the risk of injecting baby boys with female DNA contained in vaccines. What? Warning, Section 13.1 of the vaccine insert. Vaccines have not been studied for mutagenic potential. Is this like a trans conspiracy? Is that what this is? My son became trans and he had all 72 vaccines. That comment gotta be rage bait. That has to be bait, right? That's trolling.
There you go. Unfortunately, sorry that vaccines did that to him.
And they believe it. I clocked that comment as a troll and people are fully feeding into it. They're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Your child was trans after 72 vaccines. All 72 vaccines? I really hope that someone's trolling the group. It's absolutely trolling. I'm honestly concerned that you're the only comment pointing that out. I sort of clocked it as trolling as well. But I don't think the reply comment is trolling. They are full-heartedly agreeing with it. Honestly, that would be a really funny video series if I wasn't worried about like encouraging these sort of groups further, right? I went undercover in Crunchy Mom Facebook groups and was trolling and see how far I could take it. Oh my god, I gave my child 500 vaccines and they turned trans twice. So first it was a boy turned into a girl and turned back into a boy. Wow. Wow. For every 72nd vaccine, you have one gender swap. So if you wanna, you can like do it as a circle. If you just vaccinate them a fuckload of times, that's how it works. Follow me for more Crunchy Mom advice. So now it's no longer that vaccines give autism. Now it gives the trans virus. That's great. After finding out my no-contact sister's side of the story, 13 years after she left, my whole family disgusts me now. Okay, so I think this text conversation is this daughter talking to her mom about the sister that went no contact.
There is a reason that woman isn't invited to my home anymore. You seem to have forgotten about what she had put myself and your family through.
Is there? Because no one will actually tell me what she did that was so bad that we can't even talk about her.
Blorp is the one that abandoned us. She's the one that packed up in the middle of the night and left. You don't have children. You cannot fathom how much that pained me.
The only thing I can't fathom about the situation is how a 15-year-old can abandon you when you knew where she was staying?
She made the decision when she chose to get high instead of coming to Blorp's funeral.
Is it because of Blorp's funeral? Is it because she hit you? Is it a total mystery to everyone why she left? You've told me so many versions of the story and it's never the same. I just need to know.
Why would you need to know now? This was all years ago.
Because her story has never changed. And yours has.
She's a liar and a drug addict.
Oh, let me go out on a limb and take a wild guess. She tried a blunt once when she was like a teenager, and now everything is an ad hominem that she's a drug addict, right? That's where this is going, right? What did Blorp do to her? So the red censor is the person who was buried, the funeral that she missed, so to say. I already know, so just tell me the real reason she didn't come to the funeral.
Blorp never touched her. She has convinced herself that something bad happened to her.
Okay, now it makes perfect sense. So this older family member who passed away was being inappropriate with the young girls in the family, to which extent we don't exactly know from this context, but it sounds pretty f***ing bad, right? And then the rest of the family refused to believe the young girl who told them about this older family member's inappropriate behavior, which of course led to this young girl not showing up to this person's funeral, which is perfectly valid. Why would you? You know, it seems to be more like the kind of situation where you would take a big stinky dump on the grave instead, right? And now the mother is making them out to be the bad person. Dear God, your mom sucks. Oh my God.
Blorp was born angry and has been looking for something to blame it on all since. When she couldn't blame a dead man, she blamed me.
You're perfectly allowed to blame dead people. Just because they're dead doesn't mean that the history never existed, you know?
I am heartbroken. How can you side with someone who would cause me this pain?
Your mom giving me major narc vibes.
It pains me. This older family member was inappropriate with my daughter when she was young. I didn't believe her, so eventually she left to avoid that situation completely, because who would want to live in a household where an older family member touches them and everyone takes the old toucher's side? So she left. What a mystery. But that hurts me, because it's actually about me.
Oh, come on. From what I remember, Blorp was never sober enough to remember what he had done, let alone what he didn't do. Oh, okay, so he was a raging alcoholic who probably acted inappropriately when he was drunk and then, conveniently didn't remember what he did.
God bless you. Lord preserves the simple.
Did you just call your daughter stupid because she doesn't buy this BS story? Man, your mom is just awful on every level, isn't she?
You are gullible.
That doesn't mean anything.
To me, it explains everything. I knew when I heard you knew she was back that you would be like this. She has lied to you how she has lied for years, and now you will turn on me too.
It's not about turning on anyone. It's about making amends with my sister.
She turned a lie into a cold war. She won't leave me alone anymore because she wants something. When you discover what it is that you can give her, you'll see, and I won't be here this time.
What do you mean? She left home when she was 15 because a family member was being inappropriate towards her, and you took that family member's side, okay? How on earth are you turning that absolute horror story of a childhood into some kind of scheme? You threatened that, and then you get confused when I believe Blorp when she says that you weren't there for her. I really need this to be over. I know someone's lying, and you're the only one with any reason to do so. I mean, I don't want to play some kind of armchair psychology on YouTube, right? But I like to think that I've seen enough self-centered liars that I can sort of recognize those kind of patterns by now. And making this whole like me kind of thing, it's like a 15-year-old ran away because of like a predatory family member, and you managed to make it about you, and I am so heartbroken, and I am this, and she ran away, and she did this to me, and da. Whenever someone talks like that, especially about their own children, they are like 99.9% in the wrong. Okay? Like it's overwhelmingly consistent with these patterns. It's absolutely nuts.
I am looking for a night owl to babysit my 7-year-old daughter during the overnight hours, approximately 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. My daughter goes through phases where she's awake all night and sleeps during the day. She homeschools, so we don't need to accommodate to the public school schedule.
But wait a second. Okay, if she homeschools, but she's awake during the night and sleep during the day, when exactly is she doing the schooling? Because I'm assuming no one else is awake, otherwise she would babysit your daughter during the night, right? So when is she actually being schooled?
Still, it would be nice for an adult to be awake to keep her company and provide simple meals, mac and cheese, hot dogs, cucumbers, etc. Beside for the irregular schedule, she's a typical 7-year-old. Loves adult attention, jumping on the couch, playing Minecraft and Roblox, and dreaming of being a YouTuber someday. Yeah, you see, it worked out okay for me, but
I at least went to school first, okay? Go to school. It's always good to have school in the back pocket, and also YouTube is volatile as hell, so like, yeah, options are good.
Compensation is $150 per night, negotiable. Fixable dates.
Honestly, $150 isn't that bad. Is it that good though? Considering it's a night shift? Just for regular babysitting it would be perfectly fine, but like, for this? If she is presumably sleeping during the day and awake at night, when she's jumping on the couch and eating hot dogs with a babysitter, when is she actually being homeschooled? Answer, she's probably not. No, the education is Roblox. It's Roblox!
What are your thoughts on GLP-1s, weight loss medications?
I do not get you guys. You won't give your kids medicine, but will take weight loss drugs? Make it make sense. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? But you don't understand. Mama's gotta have her weight loss medication, which is probably really harmful for the body in other ways. Like, it probably burns through everything else as well. Ages you 45 years in a month. But, besides that, yippee! Well, laddies, lasses, and lassos, I do hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed having you here, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and that I catch you again soon in a video or stream. Make sure to tune in for the streams when we're reading Reddit stories and this kind of stuff, and also voting on who's the butthole in the story live. Man, I love democracy. For Super Earth! Have an amazing rest of your day, wonderful, beautiful being. Take care. Mwah.